Hi, Erin.
Hey, Theresa, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm good.
So good to see you. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to jump on this call with me.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
And I remember fondly 2 years ago, and your talk that you did at the very first little tri-state conference that we did.
It wasn't so little.
It ended up not being so little.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
And was really kind of the catalyst for continuing. So thrilled and thankful for you to come again and give us a talk. So all virtual this year. And so what I thought is if you could just take a moment, introduce yourself a little bit for those who don't know you and who should know you, and then maybe talk a little bit about your lecture that you're going to give.
yeah. My name is Aaron, and I'm a dietitian and certified body trust specialist. I am based out of Los Angeles, but I see folks virtually all over. And part of, I would say, a big majority of my work is working with folks to try to unravel the negative story around their body and food. And not, some folks have eating disorders, some don't. But I think what I find is that the way diet culture and weight stigma have impacted people is there's a lot of healing to be done. And I would say that's sort of that's what I like to do with folks, and I spend a lot of time doing it. So I would, I'm a dietitian, but I would say I'm a pretty non-traditional dietitian in the way of talk a lot about body image, spend a lot of time talking about grief and the complexities of what it means to be in your body in 2025. It's not easy,
Yeah.
and so I do. That's the majority of my work. I also have a podcast called Men Unscripted. I I have a men's group, so I do a lot of work around men, and I like to say dudes. I'm from LA, so
Uh-huh.
I do a lot of work with dudes. I wrote a Substack called The Unscripted Journey, and I like to just sort of be engaged in a lot of different ways around these conversations.
So the work that you do with clients around weight stigma and healing weight stigma is really a lot of what the conference is about. Day one is really that's the entire focus is weight stigma. So you kicking off day two is like perfect timing. Can you tell us a little bit about what your talk's going to be?
Yeah, well, like I said, it's a little non-traditional. Um, the thing that I've been kicking around in my head for a little while now is how this work is way more creative than we think it is. And I don't want to give away, this is like a teaser trailer, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't want to give away too much, but I read a book by someone who is not related to the eating disorder world in any way, shape, or form. And I was reading this person's book, and it inspired me to really think about it. The book is about creativity, and it inspired me to think about rethinking how I think of myself as creative. Because I read this book and I was like, I'm not creative. I don't know why I'm reading this book. I mean, I like the person, and there's
Yeah.
again, I'm not going to give away who it is, but as I was reading it, I was like, there's no way this is going to apply to me. Like, I'm not creative. But as I was reading it, I was like, actually, I think I'm really creative. I just never give myself credit
Yeah.
for it because I think of creativity in a certain way.
Mhm.
But it really got me thinking about how we as eating disorder professionals, or anyone sort of doing healing work or supporting folks in their own journey here, is we learn science and we know science, but how do we bring creativity into our sessions, in our work, and in the eating disorder world? And I'm really inspired by this idea of creativity being is a way of being in the world. And this is from the person who's I'm not going
Yeah.
to give it away. And also, creativity is a way to find solutions to problems. And those two things, right? I think about the work I do in my sessions. So
Hmm.
much of it is how to figure out and solve a problem,
Yeah.
not to fix it, right? That's not what we're doing, but like to solve, like, okay, if it's a meal plan, right? Or like if it's feeling, seeing yourself in a picture, right? Or buying clothes or going to the doctor or trying to figure out what snack to have. These are all problems that come up. So, how do we come up with creative solutions that involve really focusing on the individual rather than here's what I always do? So I'm excited to talk about this. I'm
Yeah.
excited to sort of try to have us think about this work differently, if possible,
Mm.
because I think it's what, at least for me, as someone who's done this a few years now, it's inspiring in like the second half of my career to keep going and doing it in a way that is both meaningful to me, but I think also to the folks that I work with.
That's amazing. I now it's a great teaser because I'm like, I want to see this. I want to hear more. And I really love what you were saying about how you perceived yourself. You're like, I'm not a creative person. And I immediately thought about how dismissive we probably are
Mm-hmm.
of really great qualities and traits that we have. And for sure, that's really true with our eating disorder clients. You know,
Yeah.
there's just such negative perceptions of themselves. So I love how you are taking this idea of creativity into your work. And I'm really, really looking forward to hearing the talk.
Yeah, I'm excited to present it. Like I said, it's been bopping around in my head for a
Mhm.
little while, and so I'm excited to see if what's been bopping around in there resonates with people.
Yeah, great. Okay, thank you again for your time, and I'm looking forward to
Yeah, yeah, I'm really excited to present. I'm so grateful that you invited me
yeah,
to do this, and I'm really excited to be a part of the event.
great. Thank you so much.
Of course.